Michael, you'll be serving the boards of a lot of airports, so you have huge experience. But my first question is going to be about Sofia. What do you think about the project for the new Terminal 3 and the expansion of Sofia Airport?
Well, it's a very, very good step to the next stage this airport has to achieve. Yeah? Bulgaria, when you look at it on the European map, becomes much more important in the European Union. So the exposure also has to be better, and an airport is always a manifestation of where this country is. So it's the gateway, and in the end also a business card for Bulgaria. And I really appreciate the work of Sofia's management that they're going to make the next step, which is necessary, by the way.
Do you see any advantages compared to other airports of similar size, or, for that matter, any shortcomings?
Well, in the end, it's always a matter of how you see the future, and probably the future for Sofia Airport, for the region, for the capital, and for Bulgaria, is bright. Yeah, it takes some time, but Bulgaria's growth will always be above average the European Union. And in the end, it's also a growth statement. Yeah? Which will then also attract growth of other industries. So it's, in the end, a very, very basic investment, and I think they do the right thing.
A lot has been said about the future of airports. A lot of airports are struggling, especially the smaller ones, all around the world, but especially in Europe, where there is a huge demand, lack of supply on part of the airlines and other suppliers. But at the same time, there are huge projects in the airport industry, the likes of Istanbul, the likes of all the Middle Eastern airports, which want to turn themselves into entertainment hubs and entertainment centers rather than airports. Is that the way to go forward, or the future rather belongs to the smaller airports with efficient and hassle-free experience for the passengers?
Well, in the end, most of the airports are small and or medium-sized, so they have to perform in the basic functions that they are required to. So it's access to the region. It's also for the region the gateway to the world. And everybody expects that the demand will rise. Obviously more for private VFR reasons than for business. But one thing is sure, demand will rise. So it's good to do then the necessary investments in infrastructure, because that helps. Which is not always easy, because of course the whole public debate you need to safeguard the financial resources that you need for this expansion. But in the end, always it's a good and basic investment for the region. That's for sure. The other big hubs like Istanbul or Zurich or whatever, Munich, Paris, they're in another league. I mean, that's Airport Champions League. So they do have other issues. They also have other resources. But they also have to cope with congestions, with more unsatisfied passengers. But these passengers are so diverse. The whole world are present every day at these airports. So they try to get a USP of this airport, especially hub airports, when you transfer, because transfer traffic is a different segment from O&D traffic. To please the transfer passenger, to in the end also have a marketing position to attract people to this specific airport, to become a transfer passenger, that requires special offers in the end, which then also happens. So they rather concentrate on a different market segment than medium-sized and small airports.
But this is also the biggest bottleneck. Even Munich, for example, they wanted to cut short the transfer times back to something like 30 minutes, 40 minutes.
We had 30 minutes, but now it's 45.
Yeah.
You have to give more time, because procedures are in the end complicated. You have, of course, safety regulations, security regulations, and in the end also see the distances that sometimes you have to cover at big airports. I might look at Istanbul. It can be 30 minutes that you have to find your gate from your arriving gate.
It takes longer than the whole flight from Sofia to Istanbul to orient yourself at the airport.
So maybe there's an optimum of a size of a very good functioning hassle-free airport.